Yo, it's Brian here today talking about the San Francisco 49ers, as always, talking about predictions for the upcoming 2020 season. Very early predictions. These are subject to change, but I believe the ones that I'm about to say in this video will probably remain the same all the way up until before week 1. Hope you guys do enjoy this video. I love making predictions. Love to see if I'm right or wrong. For the most part in 2019, I was pretty much right on the money on everything except pretty much the big game, the Super Bowl, unfortunately. But for right now in 2020, hopefully all the predictions that are saying is correct. One note, I would not be putting the 49ers winning the Super Bowl because that would be an easy prediction to put. There you have it right there. Anyways, going to get the video started, but before I do, please like and subscribe. It's going to definitely help me out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified of future videos. Share this channel, share this content with fellow Niner faithfuls. Let's get this started. 49ers top 3 predictions for 2020. One for offense, one for defense, one for the whole team. Number 3, this is for the offense. I believe they will be a top 3 offense yet again in 2020. 2019 last year, as you all know, they were one of the top offenses in the league, and they didn't really have to do too much, to be honest with you. Look at the defense last year. They were awesome for the most part. When the defense was a little bit injured during the middle of the season, the offense stepped up, did a great job filling in for the defense who was filled with injuries during the middle of the season. You look at Jimmy Garoppolo, I believe he will be a better quarterback than he was in 2019. A lot of people are still giving criticism about him, but I believe with the second year under Kyle Shanahan, he's going to flourish perfectly in this system. The running backs, with Bobby Turner as the running backs coach, I believe they're going to be flourishing. Maybe number 2 in rushing behind the Baltimore Ravens yet again. I don't know if Lamar Jackson's going to be running all day, but I believe they could be at least a top 2 rushing team. Receiving, I think that's the part where they improved the most. It's going to be weird because Emmanuel Sanders is looking like not coming back to the 49ers, but I have guys that I think that can step up in terms of the offense. You got Jalen Hurd coming back. I'm really high on him. Trent Taylor, I believe he can do something great for the 49ers if he can stay healthy. Also, Kendrick Bourne, for the most part, when he has his hands, he's one of the great receivers for the 49ers on third down and in the end zone. There's just a lot of positive things to look forward to in this offense. I believe they could be a top 3 offense in this NFL. And when you have Kyle Shanahan as your genius coach on the offense, what can you do, right? I mean, Shanahan, all you have to do is run the ball if you're about to win the game. That's all you have to do in the Super Bowl. 49ers offense, top 3 in my opinion, coming into 2020 and finishing the regular season. This is for the defense. I believe, again, they will be top 3 in total defense. You look at this whole defense for the most part, it's pretty much intact. The only guy that is out is DeForest Buckner. That is a big loss. Don't get me wrong about that. One of the great defensive tackles in the NFL, but hopefully Solomon Thomas, this would be a perfect opportunity for him to step up, be one of the great 3rd overall picks in the NFL in 2020. He has a great supporting cast in Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa, D Ford, also some great rotational guys. This is his time to shine as a great defensive lineman potentially. Linebacking core, as you all know, when you have Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Quan Alexander flying around all day, you can't get through the middle. It's pretty tough. The defensive backs, a little bit shaky, but having Jimmy Ward coming back and hopefully Richard Sherman can be healthy as much as possible. It's a great defensive backfield, but needs some changes definitely, I believe, during the draft and during the offseason. Anyways, look at the defense. I think the biggest thing for me predicting this whole defense is going to be number 1 in sacks, getting to the quarterback. When healthy, man, this is one of the top, most dominant, pressurizing defense that you can find in the NFL. When you looked at it, the first couple of weeks, all the way up into the Thursday night game against the Cardinals, nobody could stop this defense. When Kwan was healthy, when D Ford was healthy, when Nick Bosa was healthy, nobody could stop this defense. I don't even know how you can fathom stopping this pass rush. Also, when you have a great guy like Eric Armstead, who we just paid a lot of money, and Solomon Thomas, who's a serviceable defensive lineman, he did pretty good near the end of the season in 2019. It's just nothing to do pretty much to stop this. The only way you can stop this defense is if they get injured, which did happen last year when they came out to playoff form. For the most part, they were fantastic. They were absolutely dominant, even in the Super Bowl to some extent before they gave up the lead. Defense, I expect great things from them. Robert Salah, he came back to the 49ers just to have one more big run with his team, and hopefully he comes out as a defensive coordinator, probably his last season in San Francisco as a Super Bowl champion. There's a lot going on, but I believe the 49ers, number 1 in sacks, number 3 in total defense. Number 1, the biggest prediction for me for the 49ers in 2020 is their record. What am I going to pick? Am I going to pick 6-10, 10-6, 16-0, something cool like that? Well, for me, I'm going to be picking them to go 12-4. I think that's a really good early prediction for the 49ers. As you all know, anything can happen in the NFL. They can be great, they could be that, they could be 15-1, or they can flounder and be 7-9. Hopefully that does not happen. The 49ers, they have a lot of expectations coming into this season. As Shannon Sharp says on Undisputed, the biggest killer of careers is expectations. So hopefully the 49ers, they do not crumble under pressure. They did lose the Super Bowl. Super Bowl hangovers are real, but hopefully the 49ers can break that curse, get to that record that they want to get to be the number 1 seed, because the playoff format is going to be a lot different now. It's going to be happening in 2020, where it's going to be 7 teams now. The number 1 seed will get the bye week. Seeds number 2 to 7 will all have to play in the wild card game. Having that number 1 seed, it's going to be very essential from this point forward going to 2020 and beyond. 49ers, I believe they can do this. I believe they have the team on both offense and defense, also in special teams, an underrated part of our team. 49ers, I believe they can get this done, go 12-4, and hopefully be a number 1 seed. They probably have to win more games, but just looking at it right now, early prediction, I think 12-4 is a pretty reasonable prediction, in my opinion. They have a lot of expectations. I believe they will exceed them or meet them. That's it, guys. Please let me know what you guys think about the 49ers season and your early predictions for both offense and defense and as a team. I like to hear what you guys say in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to definitely help me out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up tomorrow on a Friday. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day. Hot boys.